Eddie Fogler and his Vanderbilt club having won 8 of the last 10. The Commodores have done it all year with excellent outside shooting, a solid complement to their motion offense. A strong bench has helped them do a 20-win season. Their championship opponent, the Billikens of St. Louis, feature one of college basketball's finest and least publicized players, Anthony Bonner. In the semifinal win over New Mexico, the 6'8 senior, the nation's leading rebounder, put on an All-American display with 24 points, 19 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals. And he did his offensive damage from all over the court. Coach Rich Brower came up just one victory short of an NIT title a year ago. And tonight gets another shot as St. Louis meets Vanderbilt for the championship. From Madison Square Garden in New York, it's the 53rd championship game of the National Invitation Tournament. Vanderbilt reached tonight's championship by eliminating Penn State in the semifinals, 75-62, while St. Louis advanced by way of an 80-73 victory against New Mexico. So it's the Commodores at 20-14 taking on the Billikens with a record of 20-11 for the NIT title. Good evening, everybody. Mike Patrick along with Bill Raftery. Great to have you with us from the Garden. In its semifinal win on Monday night, Vanderbilt showed us something that a lot of teams would love to have, Bill, and that's quality depth.
Eddie Fogler has a lot of bodies, and they're big, strong, fairly quick, and defensively they're very well coordinated, Mike. I'm impressed with his ability to reach back, and everybody responds for him.
Now, St. Louis, on the other hand, does not have much depth at all.
Now, Rich Brower really has some problems. Some suspensions, some personnel problems, some sickness, but he does have one guy. Built with us combined, Anthony Bonner, a great talent, unsung, unknown, maybe till last year in this NIT. He's a good shooter. You saw the open where he grabbed the ball in midair and jammed it. The most impressive thing to me, though, is his ability to fake and really explode to the basket by people.
Well, I had never seen him in person until Monday night. All the points he scored, all the rebounds, all the assists, all the steals. It was an awesome performance.
And you want me to say, how do you stop him, right?
Right, you're right, exactly.
The only thing I can think of is be physical, and that's something where you need more than one guy. I think Steve Grant will start for Ed Fogler. He'll try and bag him, but anytime there's an open on an empty side, they'll have to double up and run people at him to stop him, make him pass the ball. He is devastating.
All right, it'll be fun to watch. Both of these coaches have been here before, and they have great feelings about being back here again, especially for a title.
Well, I grew up here, played high school ball in New York, was very lucky to play as a college player in North Carolina in the Garden. I was an assistant coach with Coach Smith a number of times here, but it is a little different being a head coach bringing a team here.
Being in the NIT is a great experience for all of us because of the competition you play, and also for the fact that we're the only game in town, as it were, actually the only game in the country, and everybody will be watching on ESPN. It's got to help us.
The NIT championship game, the 53rd, and we'll be back with the lineups for both ball clubs right after this.
The real test of a power mower is starting it easily on the first pull. That's why Sears is putting 100 Craftsman Eager One mowers on the line. Look at that. 99 first pull starts out of 100. No wonder there are more Craftsmen on the job than any other brand.
It's how steak is done. Of all the Subarus registered since 1979, an astonishing 93% are still on the road, which could mean the new four-wheel drive Subaru Loyale will still be good on a hill when other cars are over it.
Factory-to-dealer cash incentives on selected models make it a great time to come into your Subaru dealer.
Nothing beats it.
Nothing beats it.
Nothing beats it.
The one and only.
Nothing beats it.
The clean, the crisp, the cold. The king of beers.
Nothing beats a Bud. Nothing beats the king of beers. Nothing beats a Budweiser. Nothing beats a Bud.
We're covering the national pastime full-time. Major League Baseball comes to ESPN. Spring training continues when the Royals face the Astros Thursday night at 7:30 Eastern, live on ESPN.
The National Invitation Tournament Championship game is brought to you by A1 Steak Sauce. A1, it's how steak is done. By Subaru, we built our reputation by building a better car. And by Budweiser, the king of beers. Remember, know when to say when. And here's how Vanderbilt reached this championship game by 8 over Louisiana Tech, 4 over Tennessee. They ran away from New Orleans, and Monday night in the semifinal, they beat Penn State 75-62. The Billikens of St. Louis at 21-11 beat Kent State. Wisconsin Green Bay by 4, DePaul by 7, and another 7-point victory against New Mexico Monday night here at Madison Square Garden. The starting lineups are brought to you by Sears Die Hard. And let's get the starting lineups for both ball clubs from public address announcer Mike Wieseski.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. This game is for the championship of the 53rd National Invitation Tournament. And it features the Billikens of St. Louis University and the Commodores of Vanderbilt University. Here are the starting lineups. First for the Billikens, at the forwards, number 20, Jeff Luchtefeld. And number 34, Anthony Bonner. At center, number 50, Melvin Robinson. And at the guards, number 14, Charles Newberry. And number 22, George Wallace.
Let's go.
And coach of the Billikens, Rich Grauer.
Let's go, Coward. Teamwork. 1, 2, 3, teamwork.
Commodores of Vanderbilt University. At the forwards, number 20, Kevin Anglin. And number 31, Steve Grant. At center, number 52, Eric Reed. And at the guards, number 3, Derek Wilcox. And number 13, Scott Trout. Head coach of the Commodores, Eddie Fogler.
The 53rd NIT Championship coming up from Madison Square Garden. Vanderbilt and St. Louis. We'll be back with the tip in just a moment.
Get ready for a special Sports Illustrated sneak preview.
It's unreal. The man, it's like he's from another planet.
You never know what he's going to do.
He doesn't even know. He just does it, and you're like,
duh. They just saw an amazing video cassette presented by Sports Illustrated, starring the most exciting figure in sports today.
who else? Jordan.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
Michael Jordan, Come Fly With Me 1990. Over 40 minutes of the game's ultimate playmaker. Yours free with your paid subscription to SI.
Yes!
Call toll-free and get 26 issues of SI at over 45% off the cover price.
I didn't realize you could save that much.
Including SI's blockbuster baseball preview. the giant 35th anniversary covers issue, and the red hot swimsuit issue.
So what's the catch?
No catch. You get it all for just 3 monthly installments of $12.97 each. Even use your credit card.
Golden. Let's do it.
Save over 45% and get the Jordan video free.
You're going to be giving away a lot of these babies starting right here.
Before the tip, we have a special ceremony. Let's go to PA announcer Mike Wieseski.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have the pleasure of having with us New York City's own mayor, David I. Dinkins, who is our honorary referee. Mayor Dinkins will toss the ball for the opening of the 53rd National Invitation Tournament Championship game.
Look at these guys. They're going to try tipping it.
Thank you, Mayor Dinkins.
David Dinkins, the mayor of New York City and the proud father of our producer, David Dinkins. Did that pretty well, didn't he?
Well, two nice people. Like father, like son.
You betcha. St. Louis, 21-11, the second straight year they have advanced to the NIT championship game. Rich Grauer with an enviable 9-2 record in the NIT. Vanderbilt appearing in the championship for the first time. The Commodores scoring 78.4 points a game in the NIT. Set to go, Vanderbilt in the home white, St. Louis in blue. And Luchtefeld controls the opening tip, gives it off to Newberry. He'll run the club.
Man-to-man with a trap, Mike. Should be a double tick.
Scott Drought comes over and apologizes. I'm glad he almost hit you and not me. He was coming hard.
He was nice enough to go next to us, so we escaped. I thought that may have been a double tick.
Yeah. Cross court to Wallace, and he lays it in. Beautiful diagonal pass.
Great look. How to handle pressure, huh? Rotation, catch them.
This is England. Loose ball, almost lost again. Steve Grant comes up with it.
Very good defensive team. Man-to-man right now. They'll mix it up, St. Louis, Mike.
England with the outside shot. Spins out on him. Drought, remember on Monday night, got such a hot start from the outside. Here comes Bonner.
There's that double up. Gonna have to help on him.
Newberry feeds low to Robinson. He kicks it to Wallace. Wallace gets the basket and fouled by Scott Drought.
Now you look at St. Louis when they come on the floor, Mike. 8 or 9 guys. Patches on a couple of knees, and you say, this is going to be easy. And then Rich Grauer's kids start playing. It's so hard to shoot well against them. They challenge. They mix things up defensively. They are not an easy out.
Wallace only a 57% free throw shooter, but had a nice touch on that one. And St. Louis leads 5-0 in the semifinal. They got out to an 8-0 lead over New Mexico. Drought working inside. He's much more comfortable around the perimeter.
They don't hold long. They'll screen, move on to the next pick. Nice back screen, freed Anglin here.
They go inside. Bad shot. Just tossed up, but they'll retain possession. Drought from the outside. Really hot start again for Scott Drought. Newberry to Bonner. He's got range to hit that shot. Missed this one. A whistle and a foul inside.
Going the other way, it might be Luchtefeld, but you saw the post pass. You can't let Bonner get it there. Very tough. He'll either make it or put it on the floor.
Foul on Luchtefeld was his first. Bonner did not shoot well Monday night, but he really came through late in the ballgame.
He got most of it going to the glass, you're right.
Yes, he did. Grant comes outside. This is Wilcox. Very good assist man.
This is the one area of concern for Drought. There's a lot of motion and movement. Nice penetration.
Drought on the run. He's 2 for 2. Has all 4 Vanderbilt points.
It looks like they're going to double up whenever he has it.
Luchtefeld with a penetrating move, missed. Drought with a rebound, has it taken away by Wallace. And then Drought reaches in and picks up his second quick personal. No, they called it on Wallace. That was before the reach-in.
I think that was the right one, too. He grabbed him early as Drought then got the basketball. You notice St. Louis, though, with Bonner with the basketball, they're going to have to find holes because Bonner will give it to them on the double-up.
Anthony Jones, number 33, into the Billikens lineup. Wallace will come out. Wilcox, only 8 assists behind the all-time leader, Jan Van Bredikoff, for Vanderbilt. He needs 9 tonight to pass him. Travel.
Once you stand up, St. Louis looks like they're pressuring each pass, so the motion doesn't have the impact underneath. You can't see the cutter, you can't deliver the ball.
Newberry, number 3 all-time single-season assist man for St. Louis. Jones, he's fouled on the way in. Jones, the senior, 6'2", out of St. Louis.
May have been Wilcox, who, one thing Vandy does very well, they pay attention to the ball so that if you make a penetration, they're there.
Wilcox picks up the personal. That's his first. And Jones, a 70% free throw shooter, goes to the line. He was a high school teammate of Anthony Bonner. Both ended up with the Billikens.
Vachon is the correct pronunciation. I was giving it a Vachon. One of the great high schools. And Eddie, a local product, made his name at North Carolina as a player.
19 years as a player and assistant coach. Jones hits the second free throw. St. Louis by 3. Opening minutes of the ball game from Madison Square Garden. England under a lot of pressure from Luchtefeld.
Reed's the only one not pressured when he's out from the basket.
He won't take that shot. England feeds low to Grant. Grant lost it. Here comes Newberry. Luchtefeld did not see Grant from behind. He knocked it out of bounds.
And a quick pass back. They had something going, didn't they?
Sure did.
Robinson with a nice strip at the other end.
Milholland, 32, and Mays, 40, will check in for Vanderbilt. Robinson, the 7-footer, hasn't touched the ball yet. It's his 20th birthday. Bonner can't get it. Robinson tried to keep it alive, knocked it out of bounds. The way Bonner played Monday night, you would have thought that was his birthday. He had a great game.
He sure did. He didn't get it up high enough, but also the ride under, something Vandy does. You're not going to get a free shot against Vandy.
16:28 to go, first half, 7-4 St. Louis.
And check the screens, and here's a little play for Drought.
Drought tried to pass off the penetration, had it bounced out of bounds.
Of course, the counter punch, you got to slide that pick and get out and play Drought, knowing he can drill it.
St. Louis is one of the nation's best teams as regards field goal percentage defense.
Anybody gets around 40, they have a clam bake.
Yeah.
40%, that is.
Eric Reed, the senior from Manhattan, New York. Milholland goes low. A triple team inside. The foul will be on Jones reaching in. His first.
It's imperative for Vandy to run their picks because St. Louis does a great job sliding and letting their own man through, Mike. So you've got to set them up, and of course the pick has to be there.
Wilcox averages nearly 17 points a game in the NIT, 6 points over his season's average. Has it again for Milholland, knocked away inside by Robinson, the 7-footer. But Drought gets it back and buries a 3 out of the corner.
Doesn't need much, does he?
Scott Drought, a 43% three-point shooter, as Bonner misses again. Jones with a rebound, the block inside by Milholland. Vanderbilt showed him some defense.
And a good non-call, too, on the block.
Mays short on his jumper. Bonner with a rebound, the nation's leading rebounder. And you won't see him lose one once he gets it. St. Louis on the run, and Newberry with a pull-up jumper.
The improved play. What a difference a year makes from Charles Newberry. Very confident, stroking and running the offense.
9-7 St. Louis. Wilcox and Newberry, a pretty good matchup out front. Milholland turn around, a little push shot and got it.
What you meant about Bonner when he goes for the ball is you wouldn't mind him holding your money.
No.
Right? During rush hour on the subway. He's not going to lose it.
No, but how do you get it back?
Speak nicely to him. A physical kind of player with some finesse.
Robinson from 10 feet and doesn't even look at the hoop.
Stroud not letting Luchtefeld free. This is his building. He was rubbing out Madison the other day, saying to me, you should call it Luchtefeld Garden. He plays very well here.
Had a career high last night. Dish off to Newberry, gets the layup. Nice penetration by Anthony Jones. Newberry has 4, and the lead back to 2 for St. Louis. Stroud, long range again, another 3.
Luchtefeld took the long route. You've got to slide and get out on Scott Stroud.
Stroud now owns the school record for 3-point shots in a career, and Vanderbilt is up by 1. He's hit all 4 of his shots, including 2 3-pointers.
And he beats a pretty good player, Barry Booker, who played with Goheen. They've had good scoring backcourts.
Good screen outside by Luchtefeld, but all it does is create a double team.
And he got his own loose ball. Now that's an extra added dimension to the defense.
Timeout on the court, 13:44 to go first half. Vanderbilt leads St. Louis 12-11.
The real test of a power mower is starting it easily on the first pull. That's why Sears is putting 100 Craftsman Eager One mowers on the line. Look at that. 99 first pull starts out of 100. No wonder there are more Craftsmen on the job than any other brand.
The Volvo 240 has a reputation for surviving accidents, and we at Subaru have always been impressed by that. So we gave the Subaru Legacy wagon unibody construction, like the Volvo 240. But we also gave it full-time four-wheel drive and anti-lock brakes, because the best way to survive an accident is not to get into one.
Factory to dealer cash incentives on selected models make it a great time to come into your Subaru dealer.
If you're looking for a new home, you'll be glad to know it's time for Better Homes and Gardens' celebration of the American home. This weekend, more houses than ever will be open, just waiting for you to drop in. This could be the perfect time to find the home you've always dreamed of. And that's something to celebrate. Join us this weekend for Better Homes and Gardens' celebration of the American home. Nobody knows homes better.
What's it take to win in college basketball? What's it take to win in 7-Up's college basketball championship game? That hard work could win you a limited edition Ford Mustang or a chance at prizes worth $20 million. So start practicing. 1 in 12 are winners.
13:44 to go first half of play. Vanderbilt leading St. Louis 12-11 in the championship game of the 53rd annual NIT. There's Scott Stroud on the bench, 10 points. He is 4 for 4 and hit his first 4 shots the other night in the semifinal. Morgan Wheat, number 35, is in for Vanderbilt. Anglin back in the ballgame. And Brown, number 25, is in for the first time for St. Louis.
Oh, and he got a piece.
Well, he did. I don't know if the basket will go to Anthony Jones or Brown. And they'll give it to Brown. And St. Louis is back up 13-12.
Pre-med student as well. Not too much time when you're in those labs. I know you wouldn't understand that.
No. Milholland turnaround jump shot. There are pretty few smart kids out there tonight.
There are, on both ends. And the 2-3 zone that time on the Vandy end. And, of course, the tip-in on the penetration, something you wouldn't expect with the big guys close to the goal.
Robinson, the biggest guy, is out of there, the 7-footer.
He's got a 1-3-1 look now, Mike. With Reed in the back. Charles Mays will come up on the wing when the pass arrives.
Newberry kicks it to the side to Jones. Can't find Bonner. Bonner's the guy they always look for. Out of the corner, George Wallace. Wallace has 7 early points, and St. Louis up by 1.
Still man.
Wheat, who really showed us some athletic ability Monday night.
He'll go to the goal.
Reed walked. good officiating crew here tonight for the final. Larry Lembo, Tim Higgins, and Mickey Crowley.
These guys have been in the NCAA finals and very held in high regard, except by the participants each night.
That's right. Steve Grant, number 31, back in the game. Very valuable to this team, even if he doesn't score much. He's an excellent screener. Alley-oop inside, and they really walled Bonner off. He never had a chance.
Great job under there. Grant stonewalling.
Grant screened on defense that time. Wheat for three.
Well, there's certain things you have to do with Bonner, and one of them is take his legs away, particularly on the alley-oop or a follow.
Vanderbilt has been a strong outside shooting team all year long. And they've used it to their advantage here in this tournament. 11:42 to go, first half. Bonner has not scored. In the semifinals, he had 24 points and 19 rebounds. He has been nothing of a factor yet tonight. Head fake there by Bonner, penetrates. Oh!
Wow, I thought that was over the cylinder.
I did too. I thought Brown got away with one.
Wallace up big. You saw Bonner somewhat frustrated, forced the issue there. He has to play composed. Nice deflection, though. Playing both ends.
Knocks this one out of bounds. 11:14 to go first half. St. Louis and Vanderbilt on the way to a title. It's tied.
Of all the Subarus registered since 1979, an astonishing 93% are still on the road, which could mean the new four-wheel drive Subaru Loyale will still be good on a hill when other cars are over it.
Factory to dealer cash incentives on selected models make it a great time to come into your Subaru dealer.
Welcome, this way. Beautiful things.
Cool. Ed, look at this. What is it? It says to get Genie Rub Light.
Rub Light?
Rub Light.
It says to get Genie Bud Light.
The clean, fresh taste of Bud Light won't fill you up and never lets you down.
Okay, Ed, now you get a wish.
Bud Light, because everything else is just a light.
Craftsman lawn tractors are so tough, some are still going strong even after 22 years. So it doesn't surprise us that when Craftsman owners finally get a new tractor, they get another Craftsman. The only question is, when?
Michael Jordan, step aside. It's the college basketball slam dunk and three-point shooting championship. And you, the TV viewer, will choose the top dunker. Sunday night at 8 Eastern, live on ESPN.
Vandy, for the moment, has found a secret in frustrating St. Louis. Take the legs away, and here's Steve Grant, big and strong, negates the alley-oop. And moments ago, we talked about the frustration, maybe. Bonner made a good cut against the zone. You're going to attract some people, but you still can see that explosive speed, and this is one that St. Louis got away with.
Boy, in that angle replay, it really looked like Wallace had his hand in the cylinder.
And why
Bonner
not?
has not scored at all. Wallace has kept St. Louis in it with 9 points on 4 for 4 shooting. Drought is 4 for 4 for Vanderbilt. Drought not in the, but now he's back in the ballgame. Got a breather from Eddie Fogler. This is Wilcox with Newberry on it.
Good pressure on the ball.
Milholland with Brown out on top of him. They go low to Grant, little turnaround jumper, and Bonner rips down a rebound. Lost that one. Grant follow. First time I've seen Bonner get his hands on one and not be able to hold it.
They are persistent, though, Vandy. They'll scrap away. Interesting with the pressure on the ball. Guys will get free in the motion, but you can't find them. Little stack.
Grant has done a nice job man-to-man on Bonner.
Always need help, though. Guys always watching as he gets the basketball. They got a
5-second call.
Didn't make his move. Should have reversed it or made his initial move. This is the one where you thought he lost control. Grant comes up empty. But right now he's forced under the tin and some body, and he just never got the left hand over on it. And of course, his teammate involved as well.
averages 13.9 rebounds a game, #1 in the country. Had 19 on Monday night.
Tough to duplicate that, but nice back cut. Vandy will bring everybody high, run a guy back door.
Grant doesn't look for the outside shot. Drought wants the ball, but he's being played very tightly by Wallace. Drough's the kind of guy who needs a pick to get free most of the time.
He does. Got to have the feet set.
Point for three, a little strong. Bonner ripped that one down. St. Louis with a chance to tie or go ahead. Wallace reverse, missed it. Follow won't go. Wilcox to Drought. Follow. Oh, nice play by Todd Mulholland.
That's why you want big guys to run the floor. Don't give up on it. Soft shooting club, you can get your follows.
Mulholland started the first 24 games of the season at center. That's when Eddie Fogler made a lineup change that has had them win 8 of their last 10. He shook up the front court.
Wallace can get off the floor, incidentally, Mike. I don't know if
he can.
You know, you'll be flying home tomorrow. You may not get up that high or as quickly.
As long as I come down as softly.
Good denial, trying to not let St. Louis reverse the ball.
Tough. Bonner may be a little out of his range. That one spun out. Well, Grant did a sensational job, then gets the ball back at the other end and kicks it out of bounds.
Newberry with a save, but you notice all of a sudden they'll explode the floor, get the sneaky fast break, Vandy.
Bonner has missed all 4 shots tonight. Been ineffective on offense, and St. Louis trails Vandy 21-17.
We all had dreams, and my dream was to be in the NBA. You're part of something that is so big and special. You feel so good with that uniform on that it's almost like you can't be beat, and you earned the right to be there and the right to wear it. NBA Authentics, the real stuff.
Merle Harmon's Fanfare, your headquarters for officially licensed NBA merchandise in shopping malls coast to coast.
Call now and you can have 13 weeks of the Wall Street Journal and this valuable 120-page guide to understanding money and markets. That's 13 weeks of the Journal for the news and ideas you need every business day. And this guide free, which tells you everything you want to know about money and markets, now for only $34. Call toll-free 800-832-8700. Today's Wall Street Journal. Faster, tougher, smarter. Call 800-832-8700 now.
I write books on where to go in a 4x4, and I own a Rocky.
Meet the Rocky Wide Track 4x4 by Daihatsu from Japan.
The advantage a Rocky has over a lot of its competitors is quite a bit wider.
Rocky has the widest wheel track in its class.
That zippy 4-cylinder fuel-injected engine really gets it around.
Hardtop or soft top, you get more 4x4 for the money.
Before you spend big bucks on a 4x4, you listen to a Daihatsu Rocky owner.
Daihatsu, one of the most respected names in Japan for over 80 years.
11 o'clock Eastern. Stay with us. ESPN will have baseball tonight. We'll profile the San Francisco Giants, and Jose Canseco upset with the A's general manager. Some comments that have been made about him for his activities in the offseason. If you want to know about baseball, it's baseball tonight on ESPN. Pretty good crowd here at the Garden, and it's 21-17 Vanderbilt, Bill.
Jose have a little trouble with his boat being stolen or something?
Just call the 900 number and find out, huh?
Exactly. A little trap half court. The mix-up continues by Vandy.
Bonner left alone at the baseline, didn't want to take the 20-footer.
They're trying to confuse him a little. I think Rich Grauer, looking at him in the time, I spent a lot of time with him. Maybe just relax, calm him down. Let the play come to him.
Shot clock is at 11. Wallace trying to get inside. Good defense won't let him. Newberry had the 3, faked it. Forced that one up. What a follow by Wallace. Holy cow.
He is snatching, gathering, and they're worried about putting a body on Bonner, and they better get number 22, huh?
Wallace is only 6'4".
Well, he's got plenty of room to run. This is what we would need if we were going to jam. Plenty of room to sprint in there.
About 8 city blocks.
and one of those
trampoline. That's right.
Great reaction by Wallace. That's the 3rd time he's gone strong.
2-point game. Anglin gets it to Wilcox. Reed First time he's tried to put it up, couldn't get the roll, but he will draw the foul.
And there's that screen away that set it all up. Defensively, you've got to help your man through or switch. Both clubs right now, in their man-to-man, stay at home, play their own guy.
Foul on the freshman shot blocker, Melvin Robinson. Been up and down this year like most freshmen. Charles Mays comes back into the ball game. And Anglin, the 6'4 freshman out of Franklin, Tennessee, will go out. Reed's nearly a 75% free throw shooter. Gets his first point of the night. Averages 10.5 points a game. Vandy by 3 with 7:36 to go first half. Mays almost got the offensive rebound, but you're not going to snatch it away from Bonner.
Not too many easy fast break goals, are there?
Bonner from 17, his first bucket, Bill.
If anything, it's the secondary break. The fill.
Yeah.
About a 5 or 4 man.
Vandy by 1. Robinson will not come out on Reed past the free throw line.
Nice play.
Bonner, the all-time leader in assists, picked that one off. Wallace ahead of him. He'll shoot it himself. Missed it. Excuse me, steals. I said assists. Of course, he's number 3 all-time assists, too.
Either way, he can do a lot of things. You notice that foot speed to deny, and then that ability. Wilcox tried to entice the officials into a charge, but he does explode up the floor.
Milholland picked up the personal.
Straight up man this time, Mike.
Bonner has Milholland on him. Good job to keep his feet. Kicks it off to Newberry for 3.
Well, he's going to find 2 and 3 people. Vandy really reacting beautifully, so he's going to have to find people.
Newberry, their best outside shooter, about 45% on the season. And St. Louis up by a pair.
Now Wallace is banging Droud. Now the switch by Newberry. Scott's going to have to control himself.
Milholland with that soft touch scores from outside. We're tied at 24. Milholland has 8. Luchtefeld, good outside shooter. Short on that one. Wilcox. An offensive foul on Wilcox. He gave Luchtefeld the forearm right in the chest, and he did it right in front of the official.
He did not have to extend the arm. Luchtefeld was obviously going to fake it either way.
Yeah.
All he had to do was spin and continue.
He didn't have to fake this one.
Right here, as soon as you raise the arm, you make it easy for the official. And of course, Mickey Crowley, who's made a lot of calls in his day, some for and some against this gray-haired analyst alongside you, right on top of it.
24 all. Wallace guarded by Droud. Bonner calling for the ball. He wants it.
Right away, he attracts people. He's got to do things quickly. We talked about Longley last night. Bonner's going to have to make quick decisions.
Grant is back on Bonner. Alley-oop, Robinson in the lane. Those are the kind of 7-footers got to make.
What a great bailout pass, though. Huh? Just throw it up there. Great target.
Droud picked up his dribble. This is Grant.
We take Wallace is really banging. Nice look.
Reed missed the shot inside, missed the tip. Mays has it.
In pursuit of the ball right now, Vandy more persistent, more aggressive. And if St. Louis could just seal off a little, they could get themselves one at the other end.
Rich Grauer not real happy with Melvin Robinson.
Oh, Robinson does a nice job helping out here, leaves his man, so he looks as though he's the culprit. Luchtefeld over trying to assist, but not a bad seal off by the big guy on the baseline.
Luchtefeld checks out of the game. Jones comes back in. Brown is in the middle for Robinson.
Zone on the out of bounds.
Droud's got to have somebody come out and help him. Anglin does.
They got to be conscious of Droud now, St. Louis defensively. They like to use a high-low, Vandy, if they can get organized. Hit and dump down.
Very patient on offense. Mays dumps it down. We've got a whistle and a travel.
Grant was so excited at getting it, moved the legs.
Eddie Fogler clapping his hands, telling his kids it's all right. They're tied at 24 with 5 minutes to go. That's Wheat back in the ballgame.
Both clubs have that ability on the defensive end to make you look bad. Nothing goes smoothly because they are so aggressive at the defensive end.
Jones to Newberry. Vanderbilt really overplaying in this man-to-man.
Grant's not leaving Bonner alone. He's knocking people down. A personal challenge right now.
Yeah. He's done the job. Bonner hasn't scored while he's been in the game. Shot clock down to 13 seconds, and Vanderbilt hasn't been close to getting a shot.
There's the clear. Now they need help.
Bonner, jumper over Grant, and got this one down.
Grant had good spacing. There's better offense.
Bonner has 4, and St. Louis has a 2-point lead. Wheat, good driver, but Newberry knocked it away on the way in. Nice defensive play, and Newberry comes back the other way.
Good balance. The St. Louis started out with the numbers, but Vandy got him back, and here's that little setup. You just can't really jab anymore. They're going to call it.
Bonner called for the walk. 3:46 to go, first half of play from Madison Square Garden. St. Louis over Vandy by 2.
Craftsman lawn tractors are so tough, some are still going strong even after 22 years. So it doesn't surprise us that when Craftsman owners finally get a new tractor, they get another Craftsman. The only question is, when?
Out of the night that covers me, I thank whatever fates may be for my unconquerable soul. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. BMW motorcycles, worth the obsession.
You said we're a dying breed. That's what you said. No, I agree. In fact, he's got a few minutes left. That's right. Oh, man, I'm full. I started combing my hair back when I was about 10 because I knew I'd be bald. You like roughage? No, thank you. It's a little rough for me.
Levi's 100% cotton Dockers. If they're not Dockers, they're just pants.
I used to babysit. I used to get a quarter an hour.
Just last week?
Is that the only song you know?
Yeah. What's it take to win in college basketball? What's it take to win in 7-Up's college basketball championship game? That hard work could win you a limited edition Ford Mustang or a chance at prizes worth $20 million. So start practicing. 1 in 12 are winners.
St. Louis 26-24 over Vanderbilt, 3:46 to go first half, Bill.
The progress of Charles Newberry, who on this particular play strips in the circle, doesn't follow, pays attention to the basketball, and now on the switch is able to come from the rear and ignite a break, or a supposed break. But look at Vandy's ability to get back and balance the floor and snuff that easy opportunity. Two very well-coached clubs.
One of the big keys in this one so far, Jeff Luchtefeld for St. Louis had 19 points, a career high the other night. He has not scored this evening.
Back cut, nice. Got to catch it.
And Anglin lost it on the way in.
I believe it or not, Reed made a pretty good pass, but big guys generally, you don't like them to make that pass that leads to the goal. May not come up with the right spin or the right height. Alley-oop.
Bonner with a good catch, and he traveled. I thought maybe even he stepped on the baseline.
Don't you have to admire Grant? I mean, he's toe-to-toe. This is like fighting Mike Tyson, heavyweight level, and he has bodied him, forced him underneath for the walk.
Gives up 15, 20 pounds on the match. Bonner's a good defensive player, too. Here he is in the trap against Wheat.
First time, too. Saved it after the timeout.
Drought to Wheat. Three-pointer, got it. Wheat has 6, and Vandy has regained the lead.
St. Louis, a household name in New York when you think of Easy Ed McCauley.
Oh, yeah.
They've been up here so often. And Rich has got them back. Chris, we talked about Xavier and Dayton in that league, Evansville, some really good clubs. Marquette, another one.
That's a good league.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those you don't like to play because you'll go home with that L.
Shot clock at 13 seconds. Bonner with Anglin on him, gets it to Newberry for three. Good rebound by Reed.
They check out.
Quickly ahead to Wheat. Reed. Drought doesn't have the opportunity for the outside shot. Wheat does.
Motion will wear you down. And right now you see people.
Bonner with a great rebound, but he threw it away, and Newberry hurdled press row but couldn't save it.
Well, he has a little more respect for the members of the press compared to Scott Drought. He just wiped out a row. Well, things are not going totally your way. You might as well continue fighting. That's what he does. He knows he made the turnover early, but he did not want to walk. And, of course, big guys, you don't want to put the ball down underneath in traffic.
Vandy with the basketball and a 1-point lead as we hit 2:05 to go in the first half.
Getting back to the motion, Mike, you will find people free if you continue to run it. You fatigue, you get tired.
Drought, turnaround jumper from the baseline. 3-point lead, Drought with 12. Jones can't get inside. Vanderbilt has played some outstanding defense tonight.
Yes, they have.
Newberry calls out the play. 1:34 to go in the first half. Whistle away from the ball.
A little conversation time. Mickey Crowley, who's good at debates, just telling him to stop it. And I like that in officials. Instead of calling a nickel dimer, straighten him out and let him play. Because now the next guy gets the whistle. That's the
yes,
problem.
he does. You reach out and grab somebody now, you know it's coming. But that's fair warning, too.
Little double up.
Ivester into the game for the first time, number 42 for St. Louis. Now the shot clock does not recycle to 45. It's down to 10 right now. Wallace almost had it stolen. Ivester, shot clock at 5. Somebody's got to put it up. Newberry, I don't think, realizes. It's one. He dumps it off out of bounds.
Excellent that you mentioned before. They were up in the passing lane, and Rich Grau really didn't have a guy that was going to take over like Anthony Bonner. Everybody looking to give it to the next man.
Bonner, who only has 4 points, is getting a breather right now. Milholland. Hands off to Anglin. Drought, 3 for 3. Spun out. Wheat with a follow, and he's fouled. Good offensive rebound by Morgan Wheat.
Mike, all set up by the ability to get free. Scott Drought ends up with an easy jump shot. Looks like Bonner's going to come back in. Can't leave him out too long. I don't think he gets tired, incidentally. But that soft jumper by Drought enabled Wheat to pursue the basketball.
Bonner is back in. So is Luchtefeld and Robinson. Foul was on Anthony Jones, his second, and Wheat will go to the line.
Morgan Wheat at the line. 2 shots.
76% free throw shooter. Makes it a 4-point Vanderbilt lead with 42 seconds to go. Eric Reed will come back in. Milholland goes out for Vanderbilt.
You mentioned depth, and you can see it. Chris Wheat taking a little shot, paying the price for going under with the big guys.
A little split lip doesn't live up to all those points, does it?
Part of the game.
31-26, biggest lead of the night for Vanderbilt. Shot clock is off. Luchtefeld, who has not scored.
Got to get it to Bonner at crunch time now at the end of the period. No sense having him out there and wasting the opportunity. Good to run a clear out for him at the key time.
Luchtefeld to the baseline, hits Newberry. Newberry with a leaner in the lane, missed everything. Tip back in, here's Robinson. That's a good job by Steve Grant to commit the foul on what would have been an easy slam.
Well, Vandy was waiting for somebody to touch the ball. All they had to grab it, and the half was over. Heads-up play, you're right. This is what I like about Robinson, though. He went strong. Physically, he is not ready to make that step forward, but Newberry pulls it up strong. Everybody checks out, but get the ball, fellas. And finally, late, Anglin grabs it.
Robinson struggles at the free throw line, 55% shooter, but he hits that, his first point of the night. Cuts the lead to 4.
Mike Vandy will probably try and go long, at least the half court, get the quick jumper if they can. They got a sub, so gives Fogler a chance to set up.
1.5 seconds to go, a 3-point lead for Vandy. Of course, we've seen how long a 1.5 seconds can be this year.
Particularly the last month.
Yeah. Well, if this was the end of the game, a 2.5 seconds would take about 5 minutes.
Pretty good defense by St. Louis.
Wheat from midcourt won't go. Pretty good defensive show, Bill Raftery, by both ball clubs in the first half.
Real heads up, obvious, a lot of preparation, a lot of tape work, and a lot of walkthroughs.
Coming up at the half, we'll have a feature from the NIT, a slice of the Big Apple, and first half highlights and stats. You get a look at what the players and the coaches have been able to do while they're in New York. We're at halftime, where Vanderbilt is leading St. Louis 31-28. We'll be back with more of our halftime entertainment right after this.
Combining the skills of a forward and point guard, Danny Manning established the position of point forward. His timing and incredible instincts helped revolutionize the college game. At Kansas, Manning was the offensive catalyst, leading the Jayhawks and their up-tempo team to the national title. His mix of strength, speed, and finesse made him impossible to defend and the perfect point forward.
Honda, it's the finer points that make the difference.
When you have to travel the straight and narrow. Milk it for all it's worth.
Who's that? Our neighbor, Orrin. Ever since he got his new Murray, he's been mowing the whole neighborhood.
When you pay good money for a mower, you want it to be tough and dependable.
Does such a good job, we're making the yard bigger. What? Does such a
Murray
good...
mowers are as tough as they come, cutting after cutting after cutting.
That Murray's a good buy.
What?
Goodbye.
Oh, say hello to Edna.
Murray mowers, tough as they come.
I like your shoes, Mr. Madden.
Yeah, I knew you'd like them. Florsheim Comfort Tech. They're guaranteed comfortable.
Guaranteed?
Yeah.
Oh, could you just sit there?
Sit, stand, walk, dance in them for 30 days. If you don't love them, you get your money back. You're really walking on air. Because in Comfort Tech, there's air bubbles right in the soles. And they're made to follow the shape of your foot, even in big sizes like mine. Hey, that looks great. Thanks, Charlie. Florsheim Comfort Tech. Total comfort or a total refund?
The National Invitation Tournament Championship game is brought to you by 7-Up and your local 7-Up bottler. 7-Up, the cool spot. And by Levi's Dockers. If they're not Dockers, they're just pants. We're at halftime in Madison Square Garden in New York, the 53rd NIT Championship game, and Vanderbilt is leading St. Louis 31-28. The guy you would look to score for Vanderbilt, Scott Drought, has 12 first-half points. The man that St. Louis counts on, Anthony Bonner, has hit only 2 of 7 field goals, and he has 4 points. So that has been the difference in the first half. 2 weeks ago, 32 teams began a pilgrimage to New York. On Monday, when the 4 finalists arrived here, they were only 2 wins away from the NIT championship.
Okay?
Let's go, man. Get in, Mike. Let's go, man.
1, 2, 3.
Beat Lions on 3. 1, 2, 3. Beat Lions!
And anytime, let's say Duke, your man, or Marvin's man, or who's ever guarding 22 or 33, whenever they're out here, don't be out here with them, okay?
All right, now pay attention. You rotate with Junior, okay? All right, set up. Let's run there 3 plays. Fist, no defense. Fist. Donnie,
to get to the Final Four of the NIT has had a great impact on our basketball community and the fans, and I think it'll have a very positive impact on our program in the future.
Start up, 5, start up, lateral screen. There you go.
How you want to take it up?
There you go. It's good. That's the way to use the hand. That's the way to use the hand. That's the way to use the hand.
Just a good experience, and we're just thankful pretty much to be here because we had a slow start, and we're just going to come out, play hard, and hopefully make a good showing for our town.
Go, Alberto. Throw it. Go. Come on, Eric. Start out higher down there. Good initial position.
Now, here's how we're starting the game. You run a 6 to Bonner's side. Come back to the ball. They're going to block the shot unless you take it up tough. All right, then, Charlie, remember what we told you. You got 6, 6A, 4, 4A, 4-point pass. All right, let's go, defense. Let's go.
Turn. Come.
I think the team realized what we've accomplished, and we know what we need to do right now, and we're here to win a national tournament, and we have a good chance of doing that. And I think I play a big part in doing that, being a senior and everything.
Playing in the NIT finals last year in the championship games against St. John's was a great experience. So we're only looking forward to being back here and hope that we can regain the title that we lost last year.
Well, look at what some of the players think and feel about the NIT since they've been here in New York. Stay with us at halftime. We'll be back with the executive director of the NIT, Jack Powers, and Bill Raftery coming up right after this.
Give your kids the competitive edge in their favorite sports with America's best selection of instructional sports videos, only from ESPN. Regularly $39.95, now just $29.95 each if you call 1-800-554-9000. Top coaches in basketball, football, baseball, soccer, and tennis teach your kids the basics and help them develop a lifelong love for the sports and a winning attitude. Now on video cassettes your kids can play again and again. Just $29.95 each, and only from ESPN Home Video. Coaches like University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee's Bob Gansler show your kids how to improve their game and add to their fun. This 75-minute video cassette teaches drills to improve the basics of the game, from ball control to dribbling, passing, and shooting. $29.95 never let you do so much for a kid. Call 1-800-554-9000 for teaching kids soccer, or your free catalog of videos only from ESPN Home Video.
According to the latest estimates, Earth will soon be inhabited by more than 5.2 billion people. Where will they all fit?
Gravity. It cannot be defied, but its impact can be lessened with the unique shock-absorbing properties of gel. ASICS Gel, the same material built into the ASICS Gel cross trainers. Do it better with ASICS Gel. but do it without the egg.
Back at halftime with Vandy leading St. Louis 31-28. And a great pleasure to have an old friend of mine, Jack Powers, the executive director of the NIT. And I had the good fortune to talk to an old player by the name of Jerry West about your athletic ability, and he had awful good things to say about you.
You say I was that dirty player at that time?
He said that you did beat him up a little bit. But Jack, you know, the NCAA, everybody's talking about the wonderful field, and yet you had your troubles selecting this field. There's so many good teams, and I guess there is parity in the country.
Billy, that word is being spread all over about the parity, and it's so true, and I think year after year it's going to be even more so. And I think the NCAA, I think they're doing a fantastic job with the tournament, the excitement throughout the country, selecting 64 teams. And the NIT, we're servants in college basketball, and we're trying to help the other teams that are in the country to come into our tournament. Just because they don't make the NCAA does not mean they got to put the basketballs away. There's a chance for them to come into our tournament and do real well. And yes, we had a hard time selecting 32 teams. We got down to 30, and it took us another hour and a half, 2 hours, to put the other 5 teams at the other teams at the place.
Jack, I had the good fortune also to talk to some of the coaches in this field, and the kids are excited, but the coaches too, because they're building for the future. And I'm thinking of Michigan State last year coming in here. Look what a great year they've had.
Was there. We had Louis, of course, one of the all-time great coaches. You had Judd Heathcote that was here last year, Gene Bartow, and Rich Gralla. Okay, there's 4 great coaches. In fact, Billy, I don't know if you realize that last year, Rich Gralla was the youngest coach among that group.
It changes quickly.
Exactly. And then he comes into this tournament this year, he looks down, he says, my God, last year I was the youngest, and he looks at the young coaches that we have here. This year, he's the oldest coach.
The young coaches are pretty knowledgeable, too. They learn quickly.
Oh, they certainly do, and I just hope that some of them get an opportunity to stay in their jobs. The administration gives them an opportunity and bears with them. I mean, we've seen a lot of coaches around that people were talking about, let's get rid of them. All of a sudden, they're doing great in the NCAA tournaments.
Yeah, Jack, also, a quick thought on the NIT touring team. I know these kids love to be picked and selected to go across the seas.
Billy, I've been doing this now for 12 years, and I've been every part of the world. I mean, we've been in Japan. We were in Russia 2 years ago. Last year, we were in Belgium. We were in France. We were in Germany. And what we do, we pick 10 to 12 kids. They're selected by the coaches, the athletic directors. And we tour. We play all the national teams, the Olympic teams. The Russians, we've played 3 or 4 times now. So this year, we're going to Monte Carlo, Bill, if you want to come.
You get a chance to go all over the world. I think you enjoy it more than the kids,
No
Jack.
question about it. They're hand-picked kids, and they're great kids. And it's an educational trip, which is most important.
Jack, thank you for dropping by. The executive director of the
you,
NIT, and good luck with your tour this summer and, of course, next year's team.
Always a pleasure. Thanks very much.
All right, Jack. Of course, it's halftime here with Vandy leading 31-28. Thanks, Jack, for dropping by. Continued success with the NIT.
Mark Clark, national champion, Olympic hopeful, and 6-time Honda Civic owner. Some people have all the fun.
Order Moore's beer battered appetizers at your favorite restaurant or bar.
We're looking. We're looking. You got to take me. Yes, we are looking. Take me to the mountains, yeah.
Come on.
I'm just looking for a push. Beer.
This Yardman mower has all the quality features of this high-price mower, except one. The high price. Yardman. everything the high-price mowers have, except the high price. This Yardman mower has all the quality features of this high-price mower, except one. The high price. Yardman. Everything the high-price mowers have, except the high price.
The National Invitation Tournament Championship game is brought to you by Honda, maker of fine quality automobiles. Test drive a Honda at your local dealership today. Coming up ESPN on Thursday, the NABC All-American game. Lionel Simmons, Mark Tillman, just a couple of the players. Alec Kessler, Steve Henson will be there. Eldon Campbell out of Clemson. That's at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursday night, the NABC All-American game. Our halftime score here at the championship of the NIT, Vanderbilt 31, St. Louis 28. Mike Patrick and Bill Raftery with you. Glad you could join us here on ESPN from Madison Square Garden in New York. And as we left you at the end of the first half, we commented that it was an excellent defensive performance. Vanderbilt had the best of it offensively, even though their motion offense was disrupted a little bit. They run the secondary fast break. Eddie Fogler, 19 years at North Carolina. That's where you learn it, kind of thing.
Under a pretty good teacher, I might add. Dean Smith. The only easy baskets came off the secondary break. You just have two good defensive teams, two defensive-minded coaches, so they're balancing the floor. So if your 4 and 5 people can get involved, all of a sudden you can do some damage. Of course, it's all started by taking the legs away from Anthony Bonner, who struggled because of the good defense, and they just found people, got it down the floor quickly, and kicked it to wings.
Of course, Bonner only has 4 points and 3 rebounds in the first half.
They have tagged him. They've had one, and at times others contribute. But basically, Steve Grant with good challenge, not fouling, and it rims out. But all of a sudden, the advantage going to Vandy. If anything, a surprise, both in numbers and points, as George Wallace is finishing plays strong.
6'4" freshman out of Memphis, Tennessee, had a big first half. What do you do as a coach in a game that's tight like this? What do you say to your kids at halftime?
I think the key is Anthony Bonner on the St. Louis side. Get him to relax, run some things for him. And Vandy, I just think the depth, keep running them at him. It has been a factor.
Yeah, the depth really has helped Vanderbilt. Let's take a look at the first half stats, and you'll take a look what we're talking about as far as the shooting is. Vanderbilt 12 out of 23 free throws. Both teams have shot well. Vandy out-rebounding St. Louis, and that is a surprise because Bonner averages 13.9 rebounds a game himself. Vanderbilt with 9 turnovers here in the first half, and the three-point field goal shooting has been a factor, as it will be every game that Vanderbilt is involved in. Vandy with the ball as we start the second half.
A little pick and roll, something they didn't use in the first half. Straight up man, Mike.
And Dowd is fouled on his drive toward the top of the circle. Luchtefeld will pick it up, his third. Luchtefeld still has not scored in this game, had 19 in the semifinal.
And this is his building.
Yeah.
Self-proclaimed as well, and deservedly so.
Well, he still has 20 minutes to go.
Little mix-up on defense.
Grant may have gotten away with one there. It looked like they hit him on the arm. Newberry quickly back the other way. Grant now trying to front Robinson inside and steals the pass. Dowd 1-on-2, drops it back for Wilcox. Nice move.
Oh, was that made to order, though? The slow down as he just collected himself the blow by. Pretty play.
First 2 points for Wilcox, who averages 11.5, and Vandy has extended its lead to 5.
The Vandy kids have had a ball here in New York, or someday they may own it.
Newberry. Robinson, offensive rebound, missed the follow. Ooh. He has missed 2 chip shots.
Only a baby. Precocious. Oh, got to finish those.
7-footers don't need touch around the rim, do they?
In basketball, look at him challenge that shot, though. Anglin high with the kiss.
Anglin with a runner. The lead is 7, his first 2 points. So Vanderbilt has gotten some immediate help at the start of the second half. And a turnover. And Rich Grauer wants a timeout to talk about it. Doesn't like the way his club has come out flat to start the second half. They're down by 7. The biggest lead of the game for Vanderbilt. 18-27 to go in the championship game.
One iron or a driver?
Let's be aggressive.
I take it over the corner and we're home in 2.
Good, I like that play. Good solid swing, huh?
To protect the lives of firefighters, DuPont developed a remarkable fire-resistant fiber for their clothing called Nomex. But perhaps even more remarkable is how it protects those who never even wear it. At DuPont, we make the things that make a difference.
It goes faster, a corner's easier, and it only costs $1. Trust me. Joey Zuzu is alive.
He always had a credibility problem.
Mommy!
But now, Joe's getting even with the all-new Impulse. Its 16-valve engine ease faster. Its Lotus Tune suspension does corner easier. And the price?
Jimmy, Bobby, na 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 na.
Walt Frazier's first trip to Madison Square Garden came in 1967 as a member of the NIT champion Southern Illinois Salukis. It didn't take long for the fans at Madison Square Garden to adore the slick, smooth moves that Clyde had, and Frazier was an easy choice as the tournament's most valuable player. Of course, he moved on to the Knicks and has become a member of the NIT Hall of Fame. Just a great, great player, Bill.
And a great guy, color analyst for the Knicks right now. Doesn't look much different.
Stroud trying to work his way inside, got hung up, almost threw it away.
A lot of action, a lot of stress. That's why the depth helps out.
Wilcox along the baseline to Stroud. St. Louis has picked up its defensive intensity, and I think that's what Rich Grauer wanted with that timeout. Reed put it in, and he's fouled.
Well, you don't often see the dribble penetration. That time, effective. The defense broke down outside and let the penetration occur, but here not moving the arm. Reed able to go up strong, and Eric has played terrific in this tournament.
And Melvin Robinson picks up his second personal foul. Luchtefeld goes out. This is Anthony Jones, number 33, the senior out of St. Louis. Reed will go to the line trying to make it a 10-point lead. And does. And Bill, I don't know about you, I'm waiting for Anthony Bonner to explode offensively.
I don't know if he's going to be able to unless they set a lot of bumps for him. Grant's played well. Now they're in the zone, so put stress on his outside shooting. If any concern I would have is the ball gets a little low on the hand on his jump shot.
Vanderbilt has scored all 7 points in this half to go up 38-28. Bonner goes baseline. Wallace missed it, got his own rebound, and a nice follow by Wallace at 6'4".
Well, he's going to get free because they're paying so much attention to Anthony Bonner. He's come up big for St. Louis.
Good kick.
Wallace has 13. Anglin with a three-pointer.
Oh, when you get behind, you gamble. And Vandy's very good because of their unselfish play at finding people.
Bonner back the other way, drops it off to the corner. Of course, you have to be concerned when Anglin takes the outside shot. He's made 4 of 33 three-pointers this year.
That's not very good, is it?
No, it isn't. That's 12%. Bonner with a miss. Good save by Jones, but he stepped on the baseline. Things are not going well for the Billikens right now. They're down by 11.
And they've changed the defense a little. They tried the full court pressure. They have to come up with something, some free goals, some easier ones.
Defense has done it for them all year long. Grant across the timeline. Drought has Bonner all over him. Then he drops off and leaves Drought for a three.
And what a break there. They don't want him alone.
Surprised he missed it.
I think he was shocked.
Newberry back the other way. Robinson indicating he wants the ball, gets it down low. Air ball from 5 feet. Bonner, big offensive rebound to Jones. Nice pass. And Jones finished it off.
Great pursuit by Bonner. He has been unselfish, Mike, with the ball on the post, giving off twice that time, of course, attacking the glass.
Just going to say the same thing. With his offensive frustration, you thought he might have tried to put that one back up himself, but unselfishly found a better shot for a teammate.
Vandy with more bounce to their game right now. They got an off-the-ball foul.
Now called Grant for holding.
Yeah, Newberry was down in there. Now, Grauer obviously limited in terms of flexibility on the bench and has to find some answer for Bonner's frustrations at this point.
Except Monday night, he's got more suits on the bench than he does uniform.
He sure does. Nice
Bonner
ball.
hits the jumper from 17. Give him 6 for the night. I think he's far from done. It's 41-34. Kicked out of bounds, last touched by Vanderbilt.
Perfect spot. You got an extra man with the sideline. Fogler couldn't even help. And he was a pretty good guard.
Yes, he was. And this is exactly what Rich Fogler, or excuse me, what Rich Grauer wanted when he called that timeout. More defensive pressure. It's cut the lead to 7, and St. Louis has the ball.
Now, the zone has been a factor for them. They forced tougher shots. The man-to-man earlier is when Bonner got the jumper.
Bonner offensive rebound off the Robinson missed. He can't hit it, and this is Mays. Mays has a 3 and doesn't even look at it.
They do not stand still too long. Post up, then release.
Mays gets the 3 this time with a miss. Loose ball outside to Bonner. Pull-up jumper from 19, way off on that one. Mays with another rebound.
Oh, not a
throw it away.
Plenty of patience. Everybody was back. No hurry.
Wilcox started up court, and Mays threw it where he was.
Because in watching their practice yesterday, Vandy, Eddie is almost a good policeman, and Callahan, the assistant, gets after them. They had the people upstairs cleaning, looking down. Here's the zone once again. A little trap out of it.
Robinson gets more than 5 feet away from the basket. Nobody even follows him. Bonner in the corner. Milholland on him now.
I don't think Grauer wants him too far either, do you?
Wallace, good drive at the baseline. Missed the shot, and Mays with his 3rd straight rebound on defense.
A skimmer. Tough angle to use the glass.
Mays is wearing an armband that's got number 41 on it. That's for Dan Hall, the freshman, who hurt a knee.
Nice cut, and late with the tag.
Wallace got there, but banged Wheat, picked up his 2nd personal.
And Hall's going to be a good player, too. Saw him during the course of the year, very athletic looking, gangly kind of a player who really can do a little bit of everything.
Mays, the junior out of Nashville, Tennessee. There's number 41. That's for Hall, the freshman from Benton, Kentucky. Was averaging 6 points and 4 rebounds a game for them. And Wheat gives Vanderbilt some speed.
And as you mentioned before, he'll force the issue, a little more physical on offense than he may be on defense.
Wheat has 10 off the bench. And 14 minutes to go in the game. Vandy by 9.
Oh, not a good look by Newberry.
Nice defensive play by Grant. They kick it ahead to Wheat. Great pass. Partially blocked, to follow by Mays.
Did they get up and down? Grant quickly. They'll take it when it's there, and they explode. It's like a hidden type of speed.
45-34.
Mistakes in that open floor area.
Nice drive by Bonner. Doesn't get the basket, but he will pick up the foul.
Well, you'd like to say this was a steal, but I just think it was an errant pass. The wrong hand, you should be denying with the other hand. You got to show it. Bonner back cuts, you got yourself a basket. Because that leads to a little breakaway, and Grant getting up and down, too, to finish it off.
Grant just picked up his third foul. And they go right back to work on him. Bonner, a little jump hook, short. Tip won't go. Kept alive by Brown. And Jones will bring it back out. Bonner has just not had a good shooting night, and you have to credit the defense for that.
And Grant's such an important guy. I would go to him on Bonner.
Newberry with a miss. Ball knocked out of bounds. It will be St. Louis ball. Bonner has hit only 3 of 11 shots. Now the officials consult, change the call. Ball goes to Vanderbilt. Good job of officiating. One of them saw something, the other one didn't.
Humility.
Yeah.
Not afraid to say, well, I may have had him pointed the wrong way. Or...
Now, 5 years ago, an official would never correct another official. Wilcox for 3. Vandy on a roll.
Push him down, and then they'll dump it back for Wilcox or Drought.
48-34. Bonner with the angle pass. Luchtefeld had the 3, is yet to score. Newberry throws it past Bonner. It was tipped out of bounds, though.
The hands always active. That time, bounce pass may have had a goal.
St. Louis has only hit 3 of 15 shots here in the second half. Vandy has been hot, and they have a 14-point lead. Rich Grauer sees it slipping away with 12:45 to go in the game. Bonner peels past. Grant made the shot and draws the foul.
He forces issues, doesn't he, with that terrific speed, agility, and then the strength to complete it off. He has not been able to get it where he can be damaging. And here, maybe getting the nod, but he deserves a few after the bangs early on.
Milholland picks up his second personal, and Bonner, a 69% free throw shooter, will go to the line. 3-point play, they needed it. Cuts the lead to 11 at 48-37.
And here's Grant getting the blow, which is normal, but I think more for the foul situation. They can't afford him. He's really a terrific player.
And Reed comes back in for him. Full court pressure. Get it to the guy they want. Wilcox trying to beat the pressure, and does.
Nice step in there by Jones. Almost shut it off.
Wheat out of the corner. But he's fouled.
Not one you'd like, huh? But when you're coming back, Newberry doesn't want to give him a chance to bang another 3.
That's 1 on Newberry.
And the team score.
Fogler in his first year, 20-14. And in 4 years, he's won 81 games. Wheat's free throw comes out.
A 3 20-win seasons or 4? Is this the 4th?
He's won 3 out of 4, I believe.
Yeah. Not a bad start.
No, it's not. Wheat hits the second one. 12-point lead. Plenty of time left. 12:25 to go. And Bonner really looks pumped. Luchtefeld. Good head fake. Open. Won't go.
Good hustle.
Brown really fighting for the rebound. Jump ball situation. Possession arrow gives it to St. Louis.
They need more of that, Mike.
Yeah.
They're just not lethargic, but Luchtefeld obviously one of the few open shots because of the scouting and preparation. But right here, the mixing up, the involvement, that's the only way you force the issue for St. Louis.
Good hustle by the sophomore out of Hayes, Kansas. Luchtefeld to inbound. A little late. Bonner back to Luchtefeld, knocked out of bounds, and it's out to Vanderbilt. I don't see how Luchtefeld was the last guy to touch that one, but that's the call.
Well, that's the way his night's been going.
Yes, it is.
Little 2, let's say 1-2-1-1. And they haven't really gotten anything out of it.
Wilcox. Anglin. Milholland trying to post up low. Reed wheels into the lane. Spinner wouldn't go, but he will get the foul.
Now Brown rode him all the way. Interesting how players understand. Reed has posted up a few times now, feeling he can take the man, so he stayed there a little longer each time.
Wallace comes back in. He's had a good offensive game for this club. Jones is out. Reed at the line, 74.8% free throw shooter. Had some physical problems this year. Played very well in his last 14-15 ball games.
Eddie had that streak where they didn't win. I think it was 6 or 7. And from reports down that way, he worked his players harder, more demanding, and they really responded as the year progressed. Some kids like that extra
Yeah,
push.
they do.
Yeah.
Reed hits them both, and Vanderbilt has extended his lead again to 14 points. 51-37, 11:47 to go in the game.
Hi, can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for a Cherokee.
Right this way.
But this is an Isuzu Trooper.
It's a much better buy.
It is?
The Trooper has four-wheel disc brakes. Cherokee doesn't.
I didn't know that.
The Trooper has more cargo space.
Really?
And sells for about $1,000 less.
You're kidding.
Here, take a test drive.
Sure is lucky I ran into you.
Oh, I wouldn't call it luck.
Now, generous factory cash could mean big savings on a Trooper during Isuzu's sale into the 90s.
Man, what a day. I could sure use a vacation.
Yeah, I'd like to be right here.
Ice cold buds.
Hey, maybe tomorrow we should bring the boss.
Nah.
Says a child of 6 can do it. What does that mean?
Oh, this is good. As the kite catches the wind. Where's this wind?
Was this your idea to buy the kite?
It was my idea to buy the kite, but it's not working because we don't have any wind. Except it's coming out of our mouths.
Has everybody seen Kenny's car? What if I run and throw it over? I think you should jump with it. No, just go with it. Ready?
Levi's 100% cotton Dockers. If they're not Dockers, they're just pants.
It's kind of like life. No breeze, no fly. What can you say?
29 years ago at the old Madison Square Garden on 49th Street, St. Louis met Providence for the championship. The favored Billikens opened up a 7-point lead midway through the second half against the Friars that included players like Johnny Egan, Ray Flynn, now the mayor of Boston, and little Vinnie Ernst. And it was Ernst, the smallest player on the floor, that led a comeback victory for Providence, upsetting St. Louis 62-59. Ernst was named the MVP. Providence would go on to win another championship in 1963.
Great history, huh?
And of course, Rich Grauer brought his team into the championship game a year ago and lost. Does not want to be a bridesmaid again, but his club down by 14 right now.
Like there was the clear out in the double up.
Wallace with a miss, but he will draw the foul on the play.
Bonner has to make it happen for others. He's not going to be able to do it solely on his offensive ability.
Milholland picks up his third personal.
Right now, a case of numbers. Ed Fogler with a lot of numbers. Maybe some not of the Bonner ability, but enough of them to negate, particularly with the helping defense.
Wallace hits the free throw. He has 14 points, only 2 off his career high.
A Memphis kid, no less. A bastion of secondary ed performers. They've got a ton of them coming out of there.
51-39. Wilcox beating the press ahead to Drought.
Trying to make the play quicker.
Wilcox for 3.
Now that's your gamble, too. Everybody backs down after the pressure is diffused.
You can't leave Wilcox alone. 45% three-point shooter on the season.
Well, he and Drought, and of course we too can drag you out. So you got to respond quickly out on the shooter.
Biggest lead of the game, 15 points.
Now here's the open side.
Bonner can't get anybody to go for the fake tonight. Missed the shot. They're just going to make him beat him from outside.
Well, that's all it is. The hand, be in position. If he makes it, we'll get one on the other end.
54-39 Vandy with 10:50 to go in the game.
Vandy's got a pretty good hammer with Derek Wilcox running the show, too. He doesn't let it get away from him.
Got by Luchtefeld to the baseline. Good feed to Reed.
Got a nice feel.
Wilcox trying to catch Jan Van Bredikoff as the all-time assist man.
Oh, almost a turnover there.
Newberry back to Brown, a little give and go, bounced it off his foot. Touched by Vandy, though.
You can see Brown there, not really getting a lot of minutes, showed some of that staleness.
Mike Ivester will come into the game for St. Louis. Brown will go out.
He replaces Don Brown.
Now here's where you'd like an up-tempo offense if you're St. Louis.
Yeah.
I mean, the quick hitters and then, of course, try and generate something from your defense and then push. And this can help, too.
Luchtefeld gets his first bucket of the night after scoring a career-high 19 in the semifinals where he had 5 out of 10 three-pointers. They'll need those shots. He and Newberry outside to bring them back. 10 minutes even to go in the game. 14-point lead.
Always moving eliminates help.
Stroud for 3. Air ball. Bonner couldn't hold it. Wheat got it. And Bonner took it from him. 1 on 3. Will Newberry wait for help? Yes. Good decision by Charles Newberry.
I think Wheat got roughed up a little.
He did.
He was healthy walking the streets, but in the garden had his difficulties.
Bonner just said, give me the ball. Luchtefeld for 3. When a shooter feels it, look out.
Wheat knows it, but he just didn't get his hand up. Morgan asleep a little on the last 2.
56-45. And Mays is going to come in for defense off Eddie Vogler's bench. And he'll be all over Luchtefeld. Stroud with a runner. Missed it.
2 in a row he's forced.
Yeah. Here comes Newberry. Wallace. Luchtefeld around the screen. 3 in a row? No.
The house responds. They pay attention.
Yeah, they do. He got it close, but it rimmed out. Milholland, 8:39 to go in the championship game. Vanderbilt with an 11-point lead. Wheat trying to return the favor against Luchtefeld. Kicks it back to Stroud for 3.
And he did all the screening. And, of course, the basis of the motion, the screener will get free, as Stroud did.
Scott Stroud has 15. Bonner, little pull-up jumper, short on it, hustles after the rebound and got it.
Boy, is he quick to the basketball. Reed ahead of him, just couldn't outrace him.
Vanderbilt foul charged to Eric Reed.
Reed gets it, only his first. Mays is in for defense. Grant is back in for the same purpose.
Number 40, Charles Mays, replaced Todd Milholland, Morgan Wheat, and Scott Stroud.
Stroud is out for a breather. The lead is 14. Newberry wide open for 3. Nice swish.
Good spacing, and Luchtefeld responds.
59-48, outside shooting becoming more of a factor right here. We've got a foul on Newberry as they tried to trap at the sideline. Newberry picks up his second. St. Louis has cut the lead to 11. 7:59 to go in the ball game. Vanderbilt 59, St. Louis 48. We'll be back to Madison Square Garden in a moment.
I want to be the best, and it takes hard work to be the best. Practicing, getting up at 7 in the morning, running up and down that court, working left hand, right hand. You ready? Because you got on this uniform, and you feel unbeatable. NBA Authentics, the real stuff.
Merle Harmon's Fanfare, your headquarters for officially licensed NBA merchandise in shopping malls coast to coast.
Good news? I still got a few. My IRAs used to be all over town. Banks, mutual fund companies. Now they're all at Schwab, so I can move between investments easier. I bought some zeros, mutual funds, then switched to blue chips, all in the same Schwab IRA. Now when a good opportunity comes along, home run.
We give you more ways to succeed.
Can't be beat with baseball. Catch it Sunday, watch the fun. Sunday night, a home run.
The Orioles face the Royals, the Padres battle the Dodgers, and the Blue Jays take on the Rangers April 9th on ESPN.
Baseball tonight.
Baseball tonight coming up after our ball game here at Madison Square Garden. Everything you want to know about what's going on in the world of baseball. We'll profile the Giants and Jose Canseco unhappy with the A's. 3-point shooting. St. Louis is hit 4 out of 7. Vandy 8 out of 15. 24 of their points coming on long-range shots with 8 minutes to go.
Newberry's going to have to take over, I think. He had the foul at the end of the period. The reason being, he's the playmaker. They're having some difficulty with the buzzer. Usually it's the whistles you have trouble with. But with him, maybe he can get Bonner free with his dribble penetration.
Bonner has 9 points and 10 rebounds in this game. Far off his performance in the semifinal, where he had 24 and 19. Luchtefeld pressuring Mays. This is Anglin. Got by Wallace. Tossed it up for grabs in the lane. Vandy got a break to get it back. Shot clock at 10.
Maybe an overpass there. Grant had the open jumper.
Shot clock's down to 6, and they threw it away.
Steve Grant should have put it up. You'll notice Scott Trout out as Newberry tees it up.
Newberry for 3. He's drained 2 in a row, and it's an 8-point game. The Billikens coming back. Newberry with 13.
Scott Trout had forced those couple. Eddie not only resting him, but probably chastising as well. Much better pressure right now. Ideal location.
St. Louis really picked it up. Vanderbilt had to take a timeout in order to save the turnover. So St. Louis coming back to make a game of it. They're down by only 8 with 6:53 to go in the game. They're on a 12-3 run.
It goes faster, a quarter's easier, and it only costs $1. Trust me. Joey Zuzu is alive.
He always had a credibility problem. But now, Joe's getting even with the all-new Impulse. Its 16-valve engine ease faster. Its Lotus Tune suspension does corner easier. And the price?
Jimmy, Bobby, na 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 na.
One airline has had the best record for on-time dependability for as long as records have been kept. American Airlines. And when an airline runs on time, it tells you a lot. It tells you that schedules are met reliably, that check-in is handled efficiently, that maintenance is performed impeccably, and that service is everybody's priority. In short, it tells you that one airline is committed to being the very best. American Airlines, the on-time machine.
Well, Michael, Vandy had been successful in the first half getting the secondary break. We mentioned Bonner. They're tagging him, making sure, but Charles Newberry can step up and drill it. And again, that ability that he possesses to turn the corner could be the key for the Billikens.
In this 12-3 run, they have hit 4 3-pointers. At one point, they were down 17 points. They've cut it to 8 with 6:53 to go in the game, and they're still having problems with the horn.
It's a city that has many horns. They all seem to work.
Wilcox with a penetration, got caught up in the lane, and a reach-in by Anthony Jones. It looked like a good block by Ivester.
St. Louis all up and excited, but they have teed it up just a little stronger, stepping up. And
no, they called it on Ivester.
If anything, huh?
Cool.
Pretty good play.
Derek Wilcox at the line, 2 shots.
Wilcox, the best free throw shooter on the ball club, along with Dowd, both in the 80s. So is Grant. There is his NIT stat, 95% in the tournament.
As he stepped it up a little bit.
Yeah. 61-51, lead back to double digits with 6:43 to go.
Nice little double.
Luchtefeld from 17, a real brick that time.
On the move. I think he has a little more trouble with the bounce.
Hasn't come up with a shooting rhythm, and that's Bonner committing the personal.
And not a good one, huh?
Single is foul charged to Anthony Bonner.
So impressed by Bonner the other night, especially in the interview with you. Such a very well-spoken young man. If got a future in the NBA, he's got a future in anything else he wants to do.
Watch out, Mike Patrick.
Yeah.
He has played well, and off air, Jack Powers, who we had on at halftime, was saying what a terrific kid on the tour when they went to Europe. So he does have the whole package.
Anglin, an 80% free throw shooter, makes it an 11-point lead, and now 12. These guys can shoot free throws, and if you have to foul them at the end of the game, you're really in trouble.
Yeah, write it down, 78%.
Luchtefeld as Vanderbilt now comes out and challenges the threes a little more.
Little double again, try a nice jump switch. Rehearsed by Grant.
The two-pointers will be a little more available. Bonner may be open. Anglin called for a hold, and Newberry went down hard.
Not much room to turn the corner. That's dangerous when you run a hit and follow by the sideline. A lot of bad things can happen. A break right here for St. Louis.
Personal on Anglin is his first. That's Don Brown, the 6'8 sophomore, back in the game. Ivester goes out.
You know it's the end of the year. Larry Limbo's even cleaning the floor, the official. Mid-season, he'll let others.
Get Bonner in the lane. Grant went down, no call.
And one of the few times he's been able to post up. I would go to him down there if they're going to let it happen.
Yeah.
I mean, at least he'll get to the line.
Cut the lead to 10. Well, they've extended the defense so far that Bonner is going to be open inside. They can't collapse on him. Wheat, guarded by Luchtefeld. Picked up his dribble, had to get it to Wilcox. St. Louis trying to trap, and a foul on the double team.
That's the tough part with Wilcox. He'll step through, and if you don't foul, he'll create that situation of 3-on-1 or 3-on-2.
3 fouls on Newberry. And Wilcox at 82.5% goes to the line. Wilcox 10 points, all in the second half. Missed. That's the front end of a 1-on-1, and we'll go the other way.
Not a good one. Is that number 4 on Grant?
That's 4 on Grant. He tried to reach over the back.
Well, you recall last night talking about coaches will take kids off.
Yeah.
We say, well, I'm always in favor of having them on. That's why they take them off late in the game. We're so tempted to go for the basketball. Not a good play.
Grant had done a fine job on Bonner when he was in there defensively. And Milholland comes back in. Grant will have to sit down at the 5:27 mark with 4 fouls. And Bonner at the line. 12 points. They get another shot. Bonner makes them both, cuts the lead to 10.
For the Billikens, number 22, George Wallace.
Bonner has 13.
Replaces Anthony Jones. And for Vanderbilt, number 13, Scott Stroud.
A little accident at the commentator's table. Many a night I'd like to throw that water at Mickey Crowley. We're just in the right spot. A little excitement here.
That's a turnover on the analyst, isn't it?
A fumble. Well, typical of Crowley, he missed it too.
Never seen so many officials run by a broadcast position and say something.
Well, they always say, I'm glad you're out of it, is the initial comment.
8-point lead.
Kick.
They'll take it out of bounds, recycle the shot clock.
Vandy really has to handle this pressure because the quick basket could turn up that meter for St. Louis.
And St. Louis has to do it without fouling against these guys.
Good position, though. How you get it to your best ball handler in the middle, Wilcox.
Reed caught in the corner. Milholland comes to help. Stroud stolen by Bonner.
So Crowley was out of bounds. That's what happened. See, if Mickey Crowley had been inbounds, it would have been play on, but he happened to be out in the ball. Bonner and Crowley touched together. And Mickey was in good position, too, Mike.
Yeah.
Just he had to be out there.
Bonner with great anticipation on defense.
He's got excellent foot speed and stance.
Shot clock is at 29. Stroud has Wallace on him. Wheat for three. Bonner, one-handed rebound and then snatched it down.
Look who got it. And he's doing a couple of little things now.
Luchtefeld for three. Big shot. The lead is down to 5. Luchtefeld has hit 3 3-pointers.
It's his building. And look at that play by Bonner. Caused Wheat to come down unsure of himself. You just mentioned the foot speed.
Wheat came down, and when he fell, 1 foot went out of bounds. And the Billikens come storming back.
Reaction, if you're not shooting well, the flow isn't yours. Maybe a little touch there by the hand. But really, no place can officials see it.
That's right.
So you can't call it.
We couldn't see it either. We had the same angle.
I just thought it was great reaction by Anthony.
Mays comes out on Luchtefeld. Bonner barely saved it from Anglin Steele. Luchtefeld faked the three. Bad pass by Luchtefeld, and Milholland picked it off.
Milholland with good footwork came baseline side. A switch of defense.
Big turnover, a 5-point lead, and 4:09 to go in the game. Anglin low to Reed. He's got Bonner on his back.
Nice.
Dropped it off the block as Milholland went up and had it knocked back, but the foul.
Ooh. That is a tough one. All up top. This is the point that I've been trying to make all year. The block up top, I'd love to see them. Anything up there, let it go. If you hit the legs underneath, forget about it. They're big guys.
Boy, did you see Bonner's quickness? I mean, he took 2 steps all the way across the lane. He knew that ball was going up, and he knew he was going to block it, too. Robinson is back in. Brown goes out. Milholland misses the first. 76% shooter. He's the worst one of the top 7 players.
He's going to have to work on it this summer.
Hits the second one. 64-58. Still plenty of time to go. Bonner. Big-time player.
And Grant not being in the game, of course, with the foul problems, it's not as aggressive on Anthony Bonner, not as physical.
Bonner has 15 at 64-60, Vanderbilt. Reed, Bonner blocked it again.
He is all over.
Touched by Mays, last touched by St. Louis. Yes, out of bounds to Vandy. Robinson is back in for the Billikens. Well, they're really coming after him on defense now.
What I just love, Scott Stroud stood up so Faulkner could see him. And then when Eddie looked at him, he sat back down. And then Eddie said, hey, get in there. When you're on the bench, you want to play. And of course, this combination of guards, much tougher to handle or cope with.
You're right. Anglin to inbound. Having a tough time. Throws it away. Newberry fouled by Wilcox.
He pulled from behind.
Good foul would have given them an uncontested layup. Boy, the guy taking the ball out of bounds, you reach a panic situation. You got to throw it in eventually.
Well, you've got to hit the first free guy. You can't wait for the play to develop anymore. The switching defenses, the mix-ups, it's just too disconcerting.
Newberry with 13 points tonight. And St. Louis has made every free throw attempt it has had. 10 of them.
Mental resiliency by St. Louis, and they were not in this game.
Back in with 3 fouls is Grant, or 4 fouls.
And he's got to really play Bonner, as noted. That's
Newberry.
the difference.
3-point game, Bill. They didn't look like they were going to come back. They really didn't.
And now Vandy's offense has to become more conscious of scoring. I think they can't just peck away, look for a real good one. Run it efficiently, dump it down, and go strong.
St. Louis down by 17 at one point, has cut it to 2, having trouble getting it in again. Grant to Anglin. Dribbles through a double team. 3:20 to go. That's the guy they want to handle at Wilcox.
And then run their bumps, maybe get drought free, dump it down, and set up for the 3.
Bonner comes out trying to trap it. He stole it. Ahead to Newberry. Reed is back. Newberry, and the basket won't count. He was fouled before he took the shot. What a play by Bonner.
It sure was. At Newberry distraught at not getting the N1, but we cannot hear the whistle. And this is just terrific strength. The trap, a little more aggressive. And Bonner has come up with just enough stuff to say, gee, he can play a little, and that's awfully close to score a goal.
And he got it off to Wallace. He was not going to be greedy about it, try to take it end-to-end by himself. Newberry in and out on the 1-and-1. And that call, you can see how important it is. But it was a good call. 2-point lead. Vanderbilt with the ball and the slimmest of margins.
Again, Bonner not coming out on Reed.
Nice. Great pass, Reed.
Ooh, what a shot with the foot. A play that wasn't the least bit dirty.
No.
But as he jumped in the air, the spread eagle effect.
Luchtefeld got clobbered.
With the left foot, I think, he was just coming over to help out. I believe it was on the pass. Reed goes up now, and see the foot. Oh, my goodness. Oh. Well,
American Ninja 3.
So much for this building being named after him. He was almost laid out in it.
64-62. Luchtefeld is up. Looks like it'd be all right. He's got right in the side of the nose.
Well, you can see he played for his father. So anytime he got hurt, his father said, get up.
Now they've recycled the shot clock.
Work it out.
Wilcox for 3.
The guards, they are a tough pair.
Wilcox has 13. That's a killer shot. It puts them back up by 5. Bonner backing in on Grant. He wants it. Missed. Reed with a rebound.
Not a bad shot, though. He may have forced it, but he had the ability to elevate and get it off.
Eddie Fogler up says run the offense with 1:58 to go in the game.
They're using some clock. They can run their offense and camouflage it. And watch the back cut out of this set. This is a spread look.
St. Louis needs the ball twice. They're down by 5.
I wonder where Eddie learned this offense.
Yeah. Steal by Newberry. 1-on-2. Great stop and go. Made the basket and the foul.
Charles stepping it up.
What a great hesitation move, and Anglin committed the foul. Newberry has 17.
This is the advantage of playing with an Anthony Bonner, though. When you pull up and are patient, they figure, well, here he's going to wait for Anthony. Set up on this end again. Not a good pass. And just right here, well, Anthony's the go-to guy and blowing by from 1 to 3. Newberry.
Hits the shot, cuts the lead to 3. He'll have a free throw and a chance to cut it to 2. 1:36 left to go in the championship game.
After the scraping, after soothes, after the burning, after soothes, after aftershave skin conditioner. Nothing's more soothing after.
Hey, what's with the 2 bottles? You gonna wash your hair twice? Oh, funny. It's shampoo and conditioner. Maybe you've heard of them.
Yeah, I use them, but I get them both in one bottle with Per Plus.
That's great, but I gotta use dandruff shampoo.
Yeah, me too. And that's why I got Per Plus for dandruff.
Let me see that. Dandruff shampoo plus conditioner in one. Hey, my hair's clean, easy to manage, no flakes.
Beautiful. So let's go.
Dandruff Control Pert Plus. Great hair, no flakes, no fuss.
Nothing's rougher on a man's face than shaving. That's why there's Skin Bracer. It's more than an aftershave. It soothes, cools, tightens pores, so it's good for your skin.
Thanks. I needed that.
Skin Bracer Aftershave.
By men.
1 minute, 36 seconds to go in the game. Let's see if we can hear what Rich Grauer is saying to his ball club. 1:36 left to go in this one. St. Louis was down by as many as 17. They have hit 12 out of 13 from the line, and Bonner has now come through with 12 rebounds. Vanderbilt with excellent outside shooting, what you expect from them, and Wilcox has scored 11 points all in the second half. Now Newberry goes to the line. He's hit 3 out of 4, missed his last one, or 2 out of 3, excuse me. And we'll have a chance to cut this lead to 2.
Charles Newberry at the line.
That time of game when you start wondering what to call, whose number to call if you're Ed Fogler. That little play by Rich Grauer looked like his offensive set if they get the ball, a box.
Clutch shot, 18 points for Newberry.
And number 32.
Milholland is in, Reed will go out.
Replacing number 3.
Brown is in for St. Louis for defense.
This press forces you to go up sideline if you can't hit the post man. Now let's see if they get right into their attack. They're going to delay a little bit.
That's the game clock that you're seeing on your screen. The shot clock is at 29.
St. Louis with good aggressive defense. You've got to be careful, show the ball, or they will step in and deflect it.
Wilcox barely able to save it, then they lost it out of bounds. That was set up by a bad pass from Anglin.
Tough to hold it against this club. They really get out and deny on the wings.
Jones comes in. Offensive, defensive substitution. Brown will go out. Let's see if they go to Bonner to try to tie it up. Eddie Fogler setting his defense.
Interesting for Eddie, if they do score, it's going to force him to get into his motion offense, which they have been very effective with.
Bonner gives it up to Newberry. Line drive short. Out of bounds. It will be out to Vanderbilt.
Good offense, defense. The ability maybe with Drown in the game, too, to get somebody else to knock it down.
Vanderbilt cannot hold the ball. 56.6 seconds left to go in the game.
And, Mike, you can't move from that corner. That's one of the toughest spots to inbound from.
Milholland inbounding, and we've got a foul on the inbounds pass. It looked like Wallace was holding Wilcox. No, Newberry.
St. Louis foul charged to Charles Newberry.
It is Newberry. That's his 4th. And Wilcox will go to the line on the 1-and-1. He has 13 points, and as we pointed out earlier, Vanderbilt just a sensational free throw shooting team. 77.8% as a team, and they have 4 starters shooting 80%.
Number 52, Eric Reed, replays
Top in the nation.
Excuse me, Robinson in as we look at the stats. And Wilcox, of course, can change it from thinking just a 3-point goal to a 2-possession setup. But Robinson in maybe to get some follows or maybe some alternates on the offensive end, too.
Wilcox, front of the rim and in. 3-point lead, 68-65. Wilcox with 14. Drought has 15. The backcourt has done it again. 4-point game. You go for 3 here, Bill?
I think you've got time to get to 2. I wouldn't be in any hurry.
Luchtefeld with Wheat on him. They go low to Bonner, and Bonner, if they call it on Grant, that's 5.
And he has played Bonner extremely well.
And it is on Grant. He's gone.
Charge to Steve Grant, and that's his.
It's amazing how players hang around now after they fouled out of the game.
He doesn't want to leave. Of course, he's used to the 6 down there.
Todd Milholland replaces Steve Grant.
Bonner probably feels very good about that. Grant has been all over him tonight. A nice defensive job.
Well, as much as you can match up physically to this strong-looking youngster, Grant did.
Bonner, 15 points, 12 rebounds on the night. Big free throws here. Hits the first. The shot clock will be on one more possession. 46.6 seconds on the game clock. Missed the second. So it's a 3-point lead, and the reach-in foul committed by George Wallace. That'll send Milholland to the line. Vanderbilt had a 17-point lead, and St. Louis has come back to make a game of it. They're down by only 3 right now, 69-66, with 45.5 seconds to go from Madison Square Garden for the 53rd NIT Championship. Baseball tonight will follow our telecast. Milholland, 76% shooter. Missed the front end, but it's kicked outside. It missed so badly, the ball just ricocheted out in the lane.
It was a long one. Not much as the giveaway here.
Big break.
That was, once again, by Wallace, but not much you can do. St. Louis kids were ready just to pull the string stroke.
The St. Louis foul is charged to George Wallace.
Wheat will go to the line. That was 4 on Wallace, by the way. Robinson is back in. 38.8 seconds. Shot clock is off.
Morgan Wheat at the line.
And Wheat, a 76% shooter.
He gets all those, first one. Gets the legs into it. That's what Milholland did not do.
St. Louis, again, will need 2 possessions. They're down by 4. And now 5. Newberry to Bonner. He'll try a 3. Got it!
I believe that's their last one, too, if I'm correct.
That is only the 12th three-point shot Bonner has taken tonight. And he buried that one and has 19 points.
Well, he's raised his level of play.
Yes, he has.
Of course, Grant coming in out of the game got him going. You know, it's a head game, as we all any sport is, and I think he got comfortable. Well, Grant's out. Maybe I can do some damage. And now, when Grant was in, he was a different player.
I want you to watch the break on this free throw. Sometimes the shots are so far off that they really help you.
Yeah, that's definitely one that becomes long because of the lack of follow-through. But a man who's impressed a lot of people this week in New York, both on and off the floor, with a pretty darn good stroke. And they needed 3, got him to 2. Now they've got to be creative defensively.
Got to make the steal. It's very difficult to foul Vanderbilt.
Go for it right away, I would think, Mike. And with that in mind, if you don't come up with something, why let it go too far?
Drought is back in for Vanderbilt. There's Bonner with 19 points, 12 rebounds. Another typical night at the office.
Solid.
Drought gets the inbounds pass. This is the guy they want to have the ball. Double team. Picks up his dribble in backcourt.
We got away with that, and a pull by Newberry.
When Newberry grabbed the jersey of Wilcox twice and didn't get the whistle. And now they'll call a timeout with 24.5 seconds to go.
And Drought was dead in the corner. A little personality with the officials. He's delighted he got the timeout, and maybe away with the slide of the foot by Scott Drought.
Eddie Fogler just looked over, a little smile, said foul. Foul. And it happened right in front of us, and he was right. His man did get fouled a couple of times.
Sorry.
They were 12-12 this year when Eddie Fogler decided to change his lineup. Restructured the whole front court, and since then they have been 8-2, including 4 straight wins in the NIT.
Well, even during the bad times, and I had them, as I said the other night, early in the year, they were doing probably the same things, but in effect, maybe mentally, you just need a little massage, push something a little bit. And I noticed in practice, he's running guards. He's tough on him.
Also keep in mind about Vanderbilt, this is the first year for Eddie Fogler, and this is not an easy offense to learn.
No, it isn't, because most of the kids are taught during their lifetime, use the dribble and come off hard. No, they don't want as much dribble. They want you to pick and take the best shot possible.
Vanderbilt has 2 timeouts left. St. Louis has used all of its timeouts. Anglin to inbound, gets it to Wilcox.
And Newberry in foul problem, can't give one.
And Luchtefeld reaches in, fouls Anglin with 14.9 seconds. Let a lot of time go off the clock before they fouled.
Well, I think Newberry was in that disadvantaged position.
Yeah.
Couldn't afford to give it up.
It would have been his 5th.
And they got it to the right guy, Wilcox.
It's 4 on Luchtefeld. And they just announced the all-tournament team. Anthony Bonner, Drought, James Barnes from Penn State, Derek Wilcox, Luke Longley also on there from New Mexico, and Milholland from Vanderbilt, who had a very fine game in the semifinals. 8 points for Anglin, 3-point lead. That was the big one, made it a 4-point game.
2 twos, you don't need the 3.
Bonner goes for 3, won't go. Wallace with a rebound and then threw it away. That'll be a backcourt violation.
And they're starting to celebrate a little bit. Eddie Fogler wants the timeout.
With 4.7 seconds to go and a 4-point lead, Vanderbilt looks like they have put it away. And, of course, the disappointment on the faces of the St. Louis players. NIT champs, you're right, unless a miracle occurs.
Of course, the obvious disappointment of the St. Louis players and Rich Grauer, too.
2 years in a row to lose in the championship game. It's got to hurt.
Well, you get there and your expectations are on the rise, and you want to walk out, obviously, with the trophy, but nevertheless, a extraordinary comeback from a lethargic beginning. And they're to be commended to almost come in and steal this.
Down 17, and they really made a dogfight of it in the last couple of minutes of the game. Crowd starting to file out of the Garden here. Drought had 15 points, Wilcox 15 points, but they really split it up. Drought had 10 in the first 6 minutes of the game. Wilcox had all 15 of his points in the second half.
Chris Fogler, one of the young good ones.
4.7 seconds to go. Inbound to Wilcox, and Newberry fouls him, fouls out of the ball game with 3.8 seconds left.
St. Louis foul is charged to Charles Newberry.
And the Commodores can start celebrating. They'll finish 21-14, winners of 5 straight in the NIT. And Rich Grauer getting freshman Jeff Gaona into the ball game.
A lot to be 3.8. Both clubs, a lot to be proud of. And Rich Grauer, the obvious disappointment of coming this far and coming up empty.
He's done a fine job with the St. Louis program, hasn't he?
He sure has. I happened to be talking to Dick McDonald today. He used to coach there, and he was just saying that the guy stands up for what's right. Tough coach. He's got the program back.
Gaona for 3 at the buzzer makes it a 2-point ball game. But 2 points is enough. And the Commodores of Vanderbilt and Eddie Fogler have won their 21st game of the season and have won the NIT Championship, the 53rd edition, 74-72 over St. Louis University. We'll be back at Madison Square Garden in a moment.
Faster, a quarter easier, and it only costs $1.